Hello and welcome to Flashback Generations. We are now going to be recording episode 2 of our Demi podcast.
We're still on the road.
We're still on the road, yep. So this one we're going to, similar to episode 1, where we did Stormtroopers, we're going to be covering the Rebel Troopers.
Boo!
Oh, yay! So the Rebel Troopers are very similar, so it's going to be a similar episode, but we're obviously going from the Rebel perspective instead of the Imperial. So we'll start off with the character cards and their stats. Okay, so we have, very similar to what we did in the last episode, they've got, they cost 6, 2 points for the reinforcement cost, the Rebel only, they've got the Trooper keyword, they have 3 in each detachment. Their special abilities, they've got the surges do a Pierce 1, or 1 accuracy, so that's the exact same as the Stormtroopers, isn't it?
No, the Stormtroopers are +1 damage, these guys are +1 pierce.
That's right, okay, sorry, yeah, my mistake.
Subtle difference, but...
Subtle, but it plays out the same quite a lot.
Yeah.
Their special ability is a lot different from the Stormtroopers, however. The Stormtroopers have the rerolls, these guys have aim. If you have not exited your space during your activation, apply +1 damage and +2 accuracy to your attack results.
That's nice, that, yeah.
Very nice.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool.
So Pete's learning as he goes too.
Yeah.
So what we have
That's Rebel stuff, I don't know about it.
What we have here is they've got health 3, speed 4, 1 white defense, an attack blue and yellow. So the health 3 is pitiful again.
It is, yeah. It's just your standard non-special human.
Yeah,
health.
this is the red shirts in Star Trek. Excuse the reference. Speed 4, which is not great, but whatever. And the defense 1 white dice. This is an interesting difference from the black dice on the Imperial Troopers. So the white dice obviously offers the more roguish kind of nimble, can evade everything. More often than not, evade nothing. Yeah. Not guaranteed to evade though as well.
It's,
so
it's a tricksy dice. Yeah, you can get a blank, you can get a ignore this attack, or you can get a lot of surge cancels off there, can't you?
Yes. So they will typically take damage. I found that these guys are more likely to die over the Stormtroopers as soon as they're shot.
Yeah.
Because they don't have Stormtroopers. When a Stormtrooper rolls that 3 block damage,
and these guys roll a blank.
These guys roll a blank. I mean, but more often than not, I'll see that these guys will roll a surge block or a surge block and a damage cancellation, which isn't quite enough to really stop their 3 health from disintegrating.
Yeah.
So, to make up, basically, I think that the black dice is worth more than the white dice. Overall.
It is on a rubbish little guy, isn't it? Yeah.
Overall, especially the speed these guys can die. I think the Stormtroopers have a little bit more durability. Now, saying that a little bit, I'm talking about millimeters, because the 3 life does not go very far.
No.
So different to the Stormtroopers as well, they've got a blue and a yellow attack die.
Yeah. So yellow is the surge happy dice, isn't it?
Surge crazy, and the blue is the range dice again. So that's got a 2 to 6.
I'm going to say that that's probably a bit weaker than Troopers, because these guys have got yellow for surges, but their surges are what? Pierce and
accuracy.
A bit of accuracy?
Yes, so that is overall a lot weaker than the Troopers. So to make up for it, these guys have got the aim ability. So they've got a better ability than the Troopers.
Yeah.
But they've got a worse overall dice and defense.
So if they stay still, they get +1 damage to their shot and +2 accuracy.
Yeah.
Which is similar benefit to the Stormtrooper reroll, but you're guaranteed to get it. But the downside is you're not moving around.
And you have rubbish dice.
Yeah.
So the green dice, you're more likely to be getting off the damage and surges and things. So they're kind of like for like. They're kind of both lame. Before we talk on, let's talk about what the red one, the difference with that is. So the red one is a cost 9, reinforcement 3, trooper and 3 again. This guy's got Pierce 2 and accuracy 2, so this guy's actually got a much, Pierce 2.
He only gets an extra Pierce, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
An extra Pierce. He's got aim again, so he's got the same, +1 damage and +2. The difference that this guy has got, this is the big difference, is they have, for 2 actions, they've got get into position. gain 4 movement points and then become focused.
That is really good.
So turn 1, unless it's a time critical mission, these guys can quite often decide, I may as well just get a free focus. That's their thing. Move forwards 4 and focus up.
So basically it's move and get a focus for your 2 actions.
I think that they did this action in A New Hope.
They did at the beginning, yeah. They're all crouching down in the doorways, ready to die.
They moved forward 4, got a free focus, and then Darth Vader attacked.
Yeah.
Actually, Darth Vader didn't do anything, but anyway.
Nope.
I think that they were probably the grey ones trying to do it in A New Hope, but they didn't get the focus, or they all missed.
Grey troopers coming at them anyway.
Yeah. As well as that, these guys have got health 5, so they got 2 pips up from the grey guys. Speed 4 as before, white defense as before, and still blue-green.
Yeah.
So that's quite interesting that they get in position gives them a free focus. That's a pretty
what
big
dice
boost.
are they, sorry?
Blue, yellow again.
Blue, yellow again.
But they can get a green with the focus, so they're going to have blue, yellow, green.
So they're the defensive side of the coin of the troopers, aren't they, really?
Well, if you look at these guys, turn 2, they've got blue, yellow, green, +2 range, and +1 damage if they don't move.
Yeah.
That is pretty strong.
All stormtroopers should take note of that, I think. Yeah.
Not to mention, if they've got certain characters with them, they can gain assault, so then they can do it twice. Well,
I'm suddenly thinking of scenarios. Some of the scenarios you're asked to all-out attack. Some of them you're asked to hold something, or a room or an area. These guys are going to be way better than that than stormtroopers.
Definitely.
They're siege guys. They're designed to sit tight round the corner and just wait for the enemy to walk into their cannons.
They've got quite a large range.
Yeah.
That blue die is actually really vicious for range, as well as the +2 that they'll get for free.
Yeah.
So they're potentially shooting 8 squares.
Yeah.
The yellow die has got 1, maybe it's got 2 on it as well, but so the yellow die actually has some range on it too. And if they really need to, they could push it up with accuracy. They are one of the troops that can shoot the whole board.
Yeah.
In the right circumstances and with the right dice roll. But you can say that for anyone.
Yeah. But they've got a lot of help on range, haven't they, available to them? Not moving, all that sort of stuff. Focus as well. The focus adds range as well as damage, doesn't it? So yeah.
I want to talk about them under the current meta and what they are like with their faction. Yeah. I actually think that they are nearly essential in their group.
Yeah.
Rebels have a lot of name characters, a lot of cheap characters, and they have but they have a lot of cheap characters that don't really do much.
Yeah.
You can take a very elite group, but then you need people to actually sit back and defend and do exactly what these guys need to do.
Yeah.
They're great at actually just going up and capturing an objective and holding it.
Yeah.
Because once they hold it, then they've got that free range, they got a free damage, and they got a strong shot. So they actually have a very strong purpose in a build. Now, 6 or 9, I'm undecided, which I actually really think that you should take. As we talked about last time with the reinforcements card, I think that the red troopers are actually very good value because you get one of them back.
Yeah.
But then that's quarter of your points as opposed to 1/8 of them, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, what? Let's say 3 red groups just mathematically is 27, isn't it?
Yeah.
And for that, you get 6, 12, 18, 24. You can get 4 groups with change of the greys. So but I mean that's your whole list. You wouldn't be doing that.
No, I don't think they're strong enough to do that. The white die is still not good enough.
Still a little flaky, isn't it?
Yeah. So even though they've got 5 life, I've found that they still tend to go down in droves.
Yeah.
Because 5 dice, when you're fighting a big character, can take down 5 life quite easily in a turn.
Yeah.
And when you're just keeping rolling blanks, it's quite disheartening. So. Who are they good with? I would say they're good with pretty much anyone.
Who gives you the reroll on defense? Is it Luke?
Luke does, yes. Well, so does Chewie.
Yeah.
So Chewie gives them Guardian, so it's +1.
+1
defense,
block. Yeah.
Block. C-3PO gives them a surge defense. What does Luke? Luke gives them rerolls.
Well, yeah, on a white dice, that's pretty awesome.
So they've got a lot of they actually benefit from whatever heroes you decide to take quite a lot. they don't really give that much to the heroes. They don't give any benefits to the heroes. They can become blockers, I guess.
Just the usual, yeah, meat shield, get in the way.
Who are they bad with? I would say the more cheap guys that they don't really need. So your C-3PO or Gideon.
Gideon, yeah.
Like Gideon doesn't really benefit from the troopers because Gideon isn't, he can hand them out of focus, but
yeah, that's a waste.
It's a bit of a waste because you don't really need a trooper to have a focus. It sort of feels like.
Not when they can pretty much easily generate themselves anyway.
Exactly. And then a lot of the characters I feel like, what's the point in C-3PO standing beside one of them? They've got a white die, which will probably get rid of people's surges. But there's only so many surges people are going to roll before they I've just killed you through damage as opposed to surges. So Chewbacca actually helps them out quite a lot. Yeah. But any of the cheaper characters I don't think really benefits them. But because these guys are so cheap anyway, I don't think that they're looking for support. These guys are looking to support. So it works that way, I find. Right, do you want to jump into the skirmish upgrades?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's go. Okay, so we're going to do 3 skirmish upgrades, and these will be focused on the guys we're talking about. So, first of all, we've got rank and file. This is a trooper only upgrade, so you have to use this on a trooper. Use at the start of your activation. You and each friendly trooper adjacent to you gain 1 movement point. This costs 1 point, and you can only have 1 in your deck.
Yeah, this doesn't cost an action to use, is that right? No action needed. So
each friendly trooper. So this is you can plan for this.
Yeah, but because it's a specially gained or movement points gained through a special action, they must be used immediately. So as soon as you throw this card down, the guys affected must move once. Well, they've got the option of moving one space immediately. So it's extra movement for you and the guys around you. So
1 point.
It's 1 point, not bad, because I mean it's it's a quick objective grab, but you're not quite going to make it. This will help you get there. Aside said, if you're trying to jump on an objective.
I'm going to give you a load of reasons why this is a bad card.
You're right. Okay.
Okay. Firstly, this card is trooper only.
Right. Yeah.
There is a lot of cards that adjust your movement, give you better movement than what you have.
Yeah.
And they're not restricted to trooper only.
Are these area of effect ones as well? This could
this one. The benefit of this is you can actually move all your troopers in 1 square.
It could be up to what, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 of you.
My next point about this is it's 1 point. I think it's 1 point too many. If this is a 0 point, I still wouldn't take it. Right. Because I still feel like this is for 1 point. 1 point of movement. I just feel like whatever. You can have an extra 2 movements, 2 points of movement with your guy if you wanted for 0 points. Yeah. And how often do you need all your troopers to move that 1 square? Yeah. Fair enough. You might need 1 guy to move a little bit further. But if you really need to, you got your rocket packs, for instance. That's a 0. So
yeah, your issue is you don't need to move everybody or a big group of people 1 square. Yeah. It's a very strange situation. You'd need to do that.
Okay. If this said brawler, I would be all over it because brawlers want to be nice and close. This is trooper. Yeah. Troopers have guns. Troopers don't need to get in right next to you.
Well, how does it interact with if you do not voluntarily leave your space, get an extra focus? Does it help them poke their head round the corner but still be ready to get the big shot?
They will have moved during their turn.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it even ruins that.
It does. Yeah. No, because they've moved. So I don't think it's. I think it's a dud card personally.
It's not super strong, is it? But
no. It's not even situational.
It's just for that extra. If you, like you say, if you need to get everybody or most of your troopers somewhere fast, and you're not going to quite make it.
For 1 point, there is a lot better in the card in the game. A lot better cards in the game than this. So rank and file, dud card for me. Okay.
Yeah, I think I used it in early games, but I did drop it. Yeah. Because it wasn't doing much.
Next up, we have provoke. So use after you resolve an activation to choose a hostile figure adjacent to one of your troopers or guardians. That's a keyword. Right, the sound quality is different, guys, because obviously we've just had to change location. But anyway, we'll carry on. So provoke. Is it a good card? Good card. How many points is it, Pete?
It's 1 point. You can have 1 in your deck. Is it a good card? If you've got a lot of troopers, it could be. It's not bad for 1. So basically, you can force your opponent to activate somebody next. So if there's a big threat, if they've got a big threat coming at you and you want to delay that threat, you can get them to activate somebody else, basically.
I think that this card is actually really good. The hard part about this card is usually that you have to end up running one of your troopers, like double action. You move them 8 squares, you put them next to, I don't know, Darth Vader or Imperial Champ. You want him to activate next, but it almost feels like, well, that's my trooper. You're literally sacrificing someone.
You are, yeah.
And I mean, that's very situational. The next thing that's hard is this card can come out and all your troops are dead, or they're ineffective, or your enemy, if you're playing all stormtroopers or something like that, it's not even effective. It doesn't matter who activates. So this card a lot of the time can be quite a dud card.
Yeah. I mean, it may well be useful more useful late game. When things get really coming down to the wire with the VPs, and if you can mess up the enemy's late plan, you can get in there and get the victory first. So it's an interesting one. I've not tried it myself.
No,
I wouldn't mind trying it actually. It's good.
Looking at it, I think it's an interesting one because most scenarios will rely on one certain model who can reach something early on. This is the sort of thing that you can actually really scupper someone's plans. For instance, if they've only got one model who moves 5, so they can move 10 squares, but that they have to activate next to reach some location, but they're holding off on that sort of thing. So it is kind of a multi-purpose, and I think it works on the bigger creatures bigger creatures, than the smaller guys, most certainly. But it's not all as useful. That's the problem. How many points? 2, you said?
1.
1?
Yeah.
Not actually. You know what? For 1 point, it's not bad. You can't use it every game, but it might be the card that wins a game.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying that with my trooper spam actually, because it could get you out of a sticky situation now and then, I think.
Let's give it a massive thumbs up then. A card that we underused, underplayed, but we definitely want to try it. What's next, Pete?
So the next one is Covering Fire. So this is one of the big cards, big command cards. It's 3 points. You can obviously only have 1 in your deck. It's the one with a little picture Han Solo on in the Stormtrooper armour, and it's used at the start of the round. So it's one of the cards you've got to remember to use at the start of the round. No good mid-round. During this round, each of your troopers gains Surge Ability Stun. If the target was already stunned, add +2 damage to the attack instead. So I love this card.
Do you know what? I didn't realise this card, what it could do, until I thought of your trooper spam.
Yeah.
I thought that this card was rubbish. I didn't get it because I was like, I only ever take 3 troopers. This is rubbish.
Yeah.
But suddenly thinking of you, Pete, with your multitude of troopers.
At least 12 troopers, yeah.
That means that they all have +2 damage to their roll, pretty much.
So Luke sitting there, or at the weekend, it was a Royal Guard champ is running into my crowd of troopers, laughing his head off, and then I played this card, and he was dead a round later.
That sounds like the strongest card you could possibly play. Is it very situational, and is it worth 3 points?
It is situational. If it comes out in the second half of the game, it's generally much less useful because you've got less troopers on the board by then, unless you've been playing, really cagey. But it's one you want to get round about turn, I don't know, 2, maybe 2, 3.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a requirement. It's got to come out the first early turns, I should say. If it comes out late, it's not going to be that good. It is a 3-pointer, so it's a big commitment in your deck.
Yes.
I've got quite a few 3-point cards in my current deck at the moment with the trooper spam. This is one of the. I'd want to keep this in whilst running a lot of troopers.
Keep it for.
I would say if you've got less than 9 troopers, don't bother with it. If you've got 9 or more troopers, try it and see how you go.
9 or more. Everyone wants to know.
You can have more.
Everyone wants to hear about Pete's 25 stormtrooper list.
It's not clever. It's
that's good.
Brutal.
Okay, so that's actually a really good card. I personally have never used it, and I've always actually dismissed it, but that's because I never thought of the trooper spam. So there you go. Tips from Pete. And let's talk about the models themselves.
Yeah, the models. So the Rebel Trooper model. There's only one option for this model at the moment. Unlike the Stormtroopers, we've got two poses available. The Rebel Trooper it's the guy from the early minutes of A New Hope. He's got the big dome style helmet. He's stooped down on one knee, I think, and he's pointing his gun, holding it with both hands.
We all know him. Yeah. It's a great model. I actually found it a joy to paint as well. I think that the big white helmet on it looks great. You know, it's got a lot of character on the table. You know, and everyone who knows, you look at it, you know it's Star Wars, even though it's not a named character. It's still, you know, a mainstream.
Yeah, good. It's a good model. I mean, all the models are good quality, and these are no exception, really.
They won't get. I doubt these guys will get another look in because they're only really in A New Hope. You know, as kind of proper characters. You know, you're going to say Return of the Jedi or whatever had more of them. Yeah. But they were different. Where they were more of the scout kind of.
Yeah, cool uniforms and the camo stuff. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll leave it there for episode 2, and guys, we'll see you back for episode 3. See you later.
Bye.